We're back, folks. Episode 2 of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for the support on the first one. It seemed like a lot of people enjoyed it, which is nice. That was the goal. I actually didn't expect it to do that well, to be honest. So, pleasant surprise. Awesome. We're excited.
Your wife having a good idea. Very surprising.
I know, that's different. That was sarcastic, by the way. I'm not being a jerk.
No. Most of my ideas are pretty fabulous.
I know. They are.
But they're usually fought with resistance no matter how many times I prove myself.
Yep. So, man, it's getting late in the year. Late October. Right?
Yes.
Fall is in the air.
So,
right?
I love that. Like, you know when they say, oh, you can smell the leaves changing? I was like, yeah, okay. But you can really smell leaves. I don't smell them as they change. Like, I don't really understand that part, but I can smell leaves outside.
It definitely has a scent.
I'm like becoming one with nature. This time of year it kind of hits a little different. Again, having a child, I feel like we're kind of missing out on a bunch of stuff, actually. So,
what do you mean?
Like, we used to always go to the gulag.
Oh,
we
true.
used to go to haunted houses. We used to stay up and watch scary movies. And now we have to watch, like, the Square Pumpkin. No offense to the Square Pumpkin. It's just not really.
Yeah, things change.
Yeah.
But it's all good. We can make new memories and new traditions and stuff like that.
All right. I'll watch you. I'll take your lead.
Okay. Well, I mean,
like the corn maze?
Like the corn maze, we did that. We put a video out on this channel.
It's not the same without the like chainsaw people that can't hurt
yeah,
you,
I
like
know.
attack you, but you still run like they can hurt you. It's just not the same.
Yeah. No, but last year we did a couple Halloween things, didn't we? Yeah, we did regular trick or treat.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, are you talking about you and me or you and Justin?
No, us.
Still
us three.
A little bit of. No, I'm just kidding.
Us three.
Yeah.
The baby. So we did. Why did we do 2 trick or treats last year, by the way?
Because one of them was like a town community thing where it was like the stores in the brickyard area.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other was just like the town's trick or treat, and we went around with the baby
just in the neighborhood
because I don't like, he doesn't need candy, we don't need candy, but nobody comes to our house. And actually that's a sore subject for me because when Ryan and I bought this house, I don't know if you guys know this, I don't know if we've ever talked about it before, but we bought the house. Can we say like when we bought it and stuff, like specifics or no?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. So we bought the house October 16th, 2018, to get real specific with you.
Wow, you went real specific.
At approximately, no, I don't remember what time it was after work. So in the evening of that day. And we bought the house. So it was like already October. I was so excited to be in a community or like where neighbors would be around, and I thought that we'd have trick-or-treaters. But that Halloween, the first Halloween that we owned the house, I was like so excited. I wanted to make sure that the neighbors knew that we were here and we were participants and that we were going to do Halloween. I waited in this house that was completely empty. We didn't even have a chair in here at that time or anything. And I was just waiting. I had 2 or 3 bags of candy, and I was pumped. Nobody came. I would step outside to the front, and I was like a Sanderson sister, except for smelling children. I'm like, I hear children. They're gonna come. They're gonna come here next. Nobody came. I had little candles outside on the front porch, just like quick decoration things that I could do on a fly.
I felt so bad for you.
Yeah, and then Ryan, and I'm texting Ryan, hurry up, you gotta get here. The kids are gonna come. Nobody came. And then eventually, while I'm inside, Ryan comes up. He doesn't walk into the house like a homeowner. He rings the doorbell. So I get all excited thinking a trick-or-treater's coming, and it was Ron.
Oh, man, it's my husband.
And But
Welcome home, honey.
I'm pretty sure
Not.
I said something like, Ryan, you don't even eat candy, which is pretty true. Like he's very, very minimal candy.
And ever since then, actually 1 year, I think we did.
So, okay.
We put we didn't put the candy out.
And
then people came knocking, of course.
I tried putting a bowl right at the door, right? We did it right at the door. Ryan was like, don't worry about it. I'm counting every piece because I just want to know if people come. I was like, I don't care if like a teenager comes and like wipes me out. I just want it like, I don't know. I just wanted a trick-or-treater so bad. And so I counted the pieces. Ryan's like, dude, we got a Ring doorbell. Like I can tell you who came and how many people came. No big deal. So we were like watching scary movies, whatever. Nobody came that year. The next year we got a table and it said like, please take one. And we kept the lights off and we went upstairs to watch stuff. Because I was like, you know what? They like target the houses that they don't think people are at. And then they're going to go and take everything. And that didn't happen. Cough is still going strong, people. We're
getting a little better. A little better.
And then the year when we had the baby. So after, if you guys seen, if not, you can look back at videos because I can't get into that right now. But after we had the baby, we just got back from the hospital, I think on the 25th or 6th, if my memory serves me correct.
It was late.
I think
October,
it was the 26th, like early
crazy.
morning. We got to go home, like first thing. But I just got home from the hospital, reunited with my son, who I really hadn't got to know. And the last thing on my mind were these trick-or-treaters and candy. And that, my friend, is the year that we had a trick-or-treater. And Ryan and I, like, we didn't know what to do. I was like, what are we going to do? Like, Ryan's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, you got to give them something. They'll never come back.
And by the time I went in the cabinet, I was like fishing around. I'm like, oh, here's some popcorn. And
no, you got the Thin Mints.
Thin Mints.
The Thin Mints.
Oh, that's right.
We had Thin Mints saved. And Ryan's like, do we just give them a sleeve? I'm like, give them the whole box. Because those are Ryan's Thin Mints. I'm like, just give them the whole box.
Yep.
And by the time you open up the door, they were gone.
Yeah, they left.
And
they were like, oh, these people aren't coming out.
Yeah. And anybody that I tell this story to, they're like, why don't you just give them $1? I'm like, didn't even think of it. I was like, the candy. But we don't normally keep candy in our house. Maybe we do have like the mini M&Ms for the baby. But I mean, that's only,
it's the only candy we have.
When you go to the bathroom. When you get an M&M, people. Yeah.
It's his.
Oh, and he knows too. Because he'll go right up to you. He'll say, I poop. M&M.
Yeah, he likes those M&Ms.
Yes, he does. Yep. And he'll tell you what color he wants.
Yep.
Very particular. That was our first Halloween and leading up. So last year, I didn't want to waste the time just sitting at home. And so we went out.
So we decided to go out and be the trick-or-treaters. Steal all the candy from the neighbors.
Please hold. Kimber, right here. Give me bed.
The dog wants to rummage around everything and make all kinds of noise the second we start podcasting.
It's her talent.
I
brought her a blanket this time, so she had a nice, good girl. There she goes. All right. So we don't really have Halloween traditions. We used to carve pumpkins and things, obviously. Unfortunately, apparently, it is frowned upon to give a 2-year-old a knife. And ours would probably take it.
Yeah, a little dangerous.
So we did pumpkin painting at his birthday because he's obsessed with pumpkins. And
by the way, while that was all going down, I didn't really witness any of it because I wouldn't be able to handle that.
What?
Pumpkin painting? I don't know. Like that's like the biggest mess. Like, let's give kids some paint and just see what they do. That's like asking for it. Now, I know it was like safe paint. It was like the washable, like non-toxic stuff, right? I'm sure it was. I didn't ask, but I'm just assuming.
You're hoping we didn't like
poison all the neighborhood kids. But I'm just over talking to all the dads while this is going down. And then I just see all of a sudden there's just pumpkins with paint all over them. I'm like, oh, cool, guys. Nice.
You know what it's like?
That's what dads do. I did the cooking at the party.
Do you know what it's like? BL with a paint and a pumpkin is like you and cooking. Some of the paint makes it on the pumpkin. Some of the paint makes it like on the surrounding surfaces, and mommy has to clean it.
Yeah.
That is exactly you. Like
Maybe so.
When we drop like, I don't know, a brick of cream cheese about a half foot
that was ugly.
from the soup last night.
Yeah. We're making the soup that had like
delicious soup, by the way. So
really
good. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing the recipe with us.
It's like a creamy like jalapeno popper soup.
That's what it's called.
You have to put cream cheese in it. So I was trying to carefully do that. I opened up the cream cheese container and try to easily plop it in there.
Here's the soup that has like hot liquid in it, and he's like this far away trying to carefully put it.
I was not that high up off the pot.
I'd like a replay button.
Okay. It's like that commercial. Have you seen those commercials?
Yeah, when they throw the flag.
Yeah, flag on the play. Let's get a replay.
I would flag you all day. All day, son. But anyway, so kids with pumpkins are like you and cooking.
Yep.
Did you have any traditions like growing up?
What
did you do? Did you go trick-or-treating? You didn't go trick-or-treating.
Not really. We kind of did. We went to our grandparents. We didn't go around the
you went to one house?
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as trick-or-treating.
I lived in the middle of nowhere growing up. And I mean nowhere. Like, we didn't have high-speed internet until I was like 12. So...
You have Brian.
The neighbor. Yeah, Brian.
Brian would help you kids get some candy.
Yeah. But like we didn't have high-speed internet because like the lines weren't ran out there yet. So we couldn't get it. And
what does that have to do with trick or treat?
I don't know. I was just talking about, well, because listen, just follow my story. So since we live in the middle of nowhere, there's really not a quote neighborhood to walk around. Right? Like, and there weren't like any kids on our street or anything. So the neighbors that we did have that were like super spread out because we were in a rural area, they probably wouldn't expect any trick-or-treaters to show up like ever. And the people that have lived there for years have probably never seen a trick-or-treater in their life. So
you're saying that's where I'm going to end up soon if nobody starts trick-or-treating at my house?
No. So to combat that and for us to still, me and my sister to still have the Halloween experience, my parents made sure that every year we would, put on our costume and go over to the grandparents' house and they'd have their candy ready. And
did you bob for apples?
No, we didn't bob for apples, but they'd always have the candy. We'd have those little like, those like orange pumpkins with it's like a jack-o'-lantern, but it's plastic and you put candy in it. We'd have those.
You mean your trick-or-treat bags?
Yeah, the little like satchel
bucket?
Or whatever. Bucket, yeah. We bring those over to the grandparents, and a couple times we went over to our great-grandparents' house even. That was fun too. And but yeah, that's pretty much it for Halloween.
You wild things.
I know, we went really crazy. Went to the great-grandparents when they were still alive. But yeah, good memories. It was fun.
So
nostalgic.
When I was young, I had to make my costumes if I wanted one most years.
Oh no. Why am I not surprised?
And we would go out and Bubba would be gone. Like,
that's Pam's brother.
My older brother, he's just like, I don't even think he waited for the time. Like, he was that kid that would like clean out everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just be gone. Sometimes my mom would take us in the van and like he'd probably leave my younger brother and I if we didn't like get in there in time. He'd be swinging the door open and anyway, but we had pillowcases. We didn't have these cute pumpkin things. We had like
Did you make pillowcase ghost costumes?
No, like that's what our candy would go in.
Oh.
Like that was our pumpkin
fill my sack.
satchel. Yeah, we had like a sack of stuff. And we would just keep going and going. And I don't remember, like we would go there until like nobody else, like we would just go until we were done. As in like toast. And we would come back and we'd have like chocolate all over our face. And
oh man.
And then we'd be like trading candy. There was no sleep that
Now,
day.
was there such thing as like the rich neighborhood where you would want to go hit like to get the big candy bars and stuff?
If there was, I wasn't aware of such things.
Kimber, you are not proving yourself to be a good podcast puppy.
Bear with me momentarily.
It's all good. So, like, you'd go out with your sack?
Yes. And jumping in and out of a vehicle when the houses were too spread apart. We would come home, trade out candy. Would it really matter?
So you do the old switcheroo, like, I'll trade you this Hershey's for this Nutter Butter?
Yeah, like, Dew loved Reese peanut butter cups. Bubba loved Snickers. I loved peppermint patties. So we would all kind of, like, switch out.
Mm-hmm. That's one candy you don't like. You don't like Reese's.
Reese peanut butter cups, it doesn't do anything for me. When I eat them, I kind of like, why am I eating this? It's not worth it.
It's like the fakest peanut butter in the entire world.
Maybe that's why I don't like it. I like the Teddy's, like, real peanut butter, but actually peanut butter, I have found since I read that carnivore book, it's not what I think it is.
Yeah, peanuts are pretty bad for you, aren't they?
Yeah, like the oils and stuff.
Real bad. All seed oils are really bad for you.
Not good for my psoriasis. It's just not good for your skin. It's not good for you.
They're so toxic. And, like, nobody really talks about that. Anyway, that could be a whole nother show.
I do like peanut M&Ms, so I have to be treading lightly. That's probably my favorite candy right now is peanut M&Ms, I think. I don't know. I feel like maybe
that's what I always
if
get
I
you.
had
If I'm going to get you something.
Yeah, if I went back to a peppermint patty, that might take it over.
Oh, really?
Because I feel like a peppermint patty, I'd be more satisfied with just like a patty or half of a patty. So I'd probably eat less of bad stuff.
Yeah.
But I like chocolate with like nuts or something in it. Like a Hershey bar with the almonds in it. But you don't like me.
Nuts. Got him. Sorry. I had to.
That's sponsored by These Nuts. I hope you enjoyed that podcast.
These Nuts. That's one of like the greatest vines of all time. Probably it's in the top 5. You know the D's Nuts guy?
Yeah, so anyway, what was your favorite?
Yeah, women don't get it.
What was
I shouldn't have said that. Go ahead. What?
Get them. There's a comment button below. So
Just joking.
I know you're not a huge like movie person.
That's the understatement of the century.
I remember we would watch like scary movies like for the whole month of October growing up. And like movies that I should not have watched. I don't know who thought that was okay or a good idea. But I have certain movies that like still in my head are terrifying. And I don't know if I'd go back and watch them again.
Really? Okay.
And I might need actually some of your guys' help, the viewers, because I don't know which one. Like I know what it is, the main one, but I don't know which version of that.
I'm gonna try to guess how many movies on this list I've seen. You ready?
The list on my head?
Yeah.
I don't think you've seen any of them because you were too busy at your great grams.
Yeah, I was just gonna say 0.
And like you do happy like things for Halloween, and we were trying to like scare each other.
Horror.
Yes. Like we were totally opposite. So I love watching Hocus Pocus every year. Like to me, that's like a fun, like, hey, it's Halloween.
I have seen that one. That's not scary.
Oh, see? Yeah, but that's not scary.
Okay.
The scariest movies I've ever watched were, I was petrified of the movie Blink.
Blink. Never heard of it.
Yeah. Well, Blink is pretty freaky. I was younger. I won't watch it again, so I don't know if I would be as scared about it. But it was a woman who she had to have a surgery on her eyes, and she got it from an organ donor.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the organ donor, either husband or boyfriend, he's basically a serial killer that's killing all the people that used the organ donor's body parts.
Ooh, okay.
And so where it's the sight, and she can't really see, and she's getting like learning how to see and things.
Right.
So I don't know. It just scared me.
Okay.
I don't like things that are like distorted, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. Like because she was trying to see things. I don't know.
Wait, are any of the Saw movies on this list?
I mean,
because I think we watched a Saw together
gory.
once, or 2 of them.
I think Saw is just gory.
Yeah.
And that
it's like a really
scare me
twisted,
as much. Yeah. It's very twisted. That doesn't scare me as much because usually that's like he's trying to teach someone who does something bad like a lesson.
Yeah,
in
it's
his
kind of
own
like
weird,
karma.
sick, twisted way. But I don't do anything bad, so I'm not scared of him.
Okay. Yeah.
Candyman.
Never heard of it.
This is what I need your guys' help with. I don't know which one this is, but I am petrified and I will never watch this movie again. And it's when the girl has to go in the basement and like smash the mirror. And I think she's a teacher. So Candyman was, you say that in the
mirror?
Yes.
Oh boy.
And it's a slave from way back when.
Mm-hmm.
And he got in trouble for messing around, I think, with the plantation owner's daughter.
Oh.
And I don't know if they had a baby, but
boy.
I think they did have a baby, and that's why there were so many like versions of I didn't even know that there was more than one, but I tried to watch Candyman again, and then I was like, oh, this is a different one, and it wasn't as bad, but that first one that I ever watched, it was horrible. Like
Jeez.
Scary horrible. And anyway, so they ended up catching him, like he was, I believe, running away. And they caught him and they cut off one of his hands and they covered him with bees and with honey. So then the bees stung him and he died.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then he comes back and like if you like say Candyman in a reflection, and so like he comes back and he kills you and he has the hook now for a hand.
That sounds scary.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Anything with mirrors is creepy. I don't like mirrors in real life.
Typically when you're in front of a mirror, you're alone. You think of that? You're like alone or involved, and you're like,
that's true.
You just got out of the shower. You're just like going to the bathroom. When else do you really like, or you're getting dressed? I don't know. You're like usually alone, so it's creepier too.
Yeah. And you know what's weird? When you're looking in the mirror, you're not even really looking at yourself. You're looking at the reflection of yourself. Like you're not seeing you. Like how you look in the mirror is not how people see you. Isn't that wild?
Wait, so am I cuter than I think I am? Or
well, of course.
All right, ladies. Now you don't have to do a comment below. He's just trying to erase that bad comment I made earlier.
No, but anyway, sorry.
Yeah, well, that was basically like he starts killing people because people are mocking him. And I think the girl ends up being his daughter or related to him somehow, like down the ages or something.
It's like a descendant.
Yes.
Okay.
But there was a lot of rain, and I think they were in a basement or something, and she had to smash a mirror. Anyway, after I watched that movie, totally inappropriate for my age, I went upstairs, tried to go to sleep, could not sleep for the life of me. I ended up going downstairs, getting canned food, putting it outside of my older brother's bedroom, because I was thinking, well, if the Candyman's stuck in a mirror for so long, he's going to be hungry. So clearly
I thought the Candyman was real.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I was petrified. And I never even said the mirror thing. So if I really paid attention, he wasn't going to come because nobody said it in the movie.
Right.
But I was like, I want him to, if he has to kill somebody or take someone, I want him to take my older brother first. Well, I wanted him to take Bubba first. I was like, okay, like, I love you, but, out of the two or the three of us.
I love you, but less than everybody else.
You're just my chosen one. And he was bigger, so if somebody could beat him up, it was obviously like him. And then I went into my little brother's room, and I slept underneath his bed. Because I was like,
what?
Yeah.
That's where the Candyman would hide.
So stop. No, he hides in the mirror.
Okay.
And so then he, in the morning, my brother I wake up and I look over and Tristan is just like laying, and I call him dude, and he's kind of laying there with his head like this towards me. And he's like,
what you doing?
Yeah, he was like,
I could totally see him doing that.
He was just like, what are you doing? But not like a happy. He's just kind of like legitimately like, what are you doing down here?
Oh,
kind of. But he's like, what are you doing? And I was just like, oh, I was just making sure like you weren't scared because of the scary movie last night. He didn't care one bit.
He's probably like,
I'm like,
all right, petrified. I'm going to go play Pokemon.
I have no idea. He had I don't know what they're called, the record player. Yeah. And he would play like Johnny Cash on his record player all the time. So he's probably like, I'm going to play Johnny Cash. But yeah, Candyman petrified me. So I don't want to watch those anymore. But I don't know which one. So if you guys know which one, put it in the comments below so that Ryan can watch it by himself one day and then he'll understand.
What?
Candyman.
Oh, that's not the name of the movie?
No, it is. But there's different versions, I think. Right? You guys tell me.
There's more than one.
I think there's more than one.
Okay, that would make sense. If it was a popular movie, they're gonna do sequels.
Like, I was young. I didn't pick the movie. Thanks,
Yeah.
Bubba. Maybe
I
that's
kind of want to watch it now. It sounds good.
That's why, if we can find which one, but there's different ones.
Right.
And I don't know how many of them, but I don't even want to watch. If that actor shows up, I won't watch the movie that he's in.
Oh, really?
I don't want anything.
Has that happened?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
There's been commercials he was in. I want nothing to do with it. Nothing. And I'm not even kidding with
What
you.
What if he's in a Peanut M&M commercial?
Luckily, those are cartoons, and I don't think he's a cartoon as of yet. I don't know. You look him up. Look him up.
All right.
You can look up like
Candyman.
the Candyman actor who plays Candyman. I don't think he had a real name.
Who plays Candyman?
Don't show me though.
Christina Aguilera.
No, she did not.
Was he African American?
Yes.
Tony Todd.
I
You don't want to see him?
I don't know his name. I mean, I guess you could if he's not.
Oh, Jordan Peele was in that.
If he's not dressed up like the Candyman,
Jordan Peele was in that.
I don't know who that is.
He's a comedian.
Well, it wasn't funny.
Jordan Peele is the guy in the AA Ron thing. He's the guy who goes present.
Oh.
That's Jordan Peele.
Well, he wasn't funny in that movie. I don't think anything in that movie was funny.
Well, can you see
Yes.
that guy? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Yes.
Tony Todd. Yeah.
He is the scariest man alive
Yeah.
to me. Him and, for some reason.
He kind of looks creepy just
Christopher
as
Walken
himself.
is also kind of scary to me.
Yeah. Candyman. When did that movie come out?
I don't know. You can probably look to see how many of them.
Candyman. One came out in 2021.
Stop.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. I'm not even kidding with you.
I didn't say
That
we're
is
gonna
not
watch it.
Hocus Pocus all the way, boo. And Square Pumpkin. We're gonna go to the pumpkin patch.
Maybe that's the one Jordan Peele's in. Overview.
Is he the new Candyman?
Candyman. It came out in 1985. Erotic supernatural horror slasher film series. Originating from the 1985 short story The Forbidden.
I don't want to read that book.
Yeah. So they did. Oh, wait a minute.
How many?
I'm sorry. They did. 1985 was. What the heck? It says. Oh, so the book was written in 1985. The movie came out in 92. And then there was one in 95, 99, and 2021.
So there's 3.
There's 4.
No, but like
3 in the
there
90s.
was 3 possible.
Yeah.
So there's 3 possible ones.
That you saw. Yeah.
Oh, I can't. So I think I saw 2 out of the 3. I didn't even finish the full second one because I knew it wasn't the same thing.
It's
anyway.
Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh, and Candyman, Day of the Dead.
Let's not say it 3 times in a row.
And then, okay, sorry. Is that what you have to do?
I'm gonna like wake up in the middle of the night.
There's no mirrors in here. So
he's gonna have his phone like next to my face, and I'm gonna wake up to that Todd man.
Oh boy.
I am forever gonna be scared of the name Todd. I'm like, oh, is that your? I hope I don't have any patients named Todd. Oh, viewer question was what we do for work.
Oh, okay. You want to go first?
I'm a Candyman. I'm just kidding. I am a dental hygienist, so I clean the mouths of America. Thank you. It's actually Dental Hygiene Month this week.
Is it really?
Or this month? This week. We fit a whole month's fun in 1 week. That's what us hygienists do.
What do I do for work? I actually, I'm unemployed. I lost my job. No, I'm just kidding. I work for...
That's a way to find out. I'm like, really?
I work for my family's concrete company, and I'm mostly dispatch for the most part. But I do everything.
He can use all the machines.
Yeah.
When he wants to goof off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Irina got me flowers and we had cake today.
Oh, really? Your boss? Your boss is the best.
I ate cake.
She's awesome.
She is.
She's a Ukrainian woman, and she is
Yes.
like
She is so good to me.
The nicest woman ever.
She is so good to me. I will never
She's
leave
like
her.
if you could have like the perfect boss, other than like working for like a family member or something,
Smooth.
it would be her. She's great.
Yeah, she's so good. She's so understanding. Like anything I need, anything like. But
Yeah.
I like to give that back, to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we won the Mega Bucks, I would still work for her.
Really?
One, because I'd probably go crazy if I was like not doing anything. But two, I would like work for her. Even if she didn't pay me, I would still go in. I tell her that all the time. I'm like, you don't have to pay me to come here. I used to tell Alex that too.
Yeah. She's
I
like,
would do
no,
that
no,
for
no. Here's a
Alex.
raise. That's how she usually answers that.
Yeah. She's like, no, you can just have this. She'll like give me something instead. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. Come on.
Oh boy.
I used to say that to Alex, but then we had a baby, and then I couldn't work as much as I did.
All your bosses have been amazing. He was great too.
Yes.
He was super nice.
Yeah.
He was always really nice to me too. He took me on like a trip once, like just you couldn't make it, so he brought me, and then it was like a work thing.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
It was like a conference thing, but it was somebody that.
But
we
it was
liked.
something that would be interesting.
Right. It wasn't
you
like
know.
a work related at all, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool.
Just to hang out.
He was nice. Shout out Alex McCulloch.
Took good care of you. He's a really good guy.
Yep.
Very honest too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Irina's really good and honest. See, I found it
I had
took a little while, but
Remember,
I found some.
I had a cavity too. My first cavity.
Boo boo. I remember because I found it.
He fixed it up free of charge. Yeah.
He just wanted to make sure you were okay.
I know.
And Linda Lou, she loved being all over you.
Yeah.
What's up, Lulu?
Anyway.
You know what else was cool? I'll tell you something that I liked too. So I liked the Hocus Pocus. This isn't a movie. This is actually a documentary that I know that Ryan watched. We watched it when I was pregnant, I believe. And it was the Salem witch trials.
Yeah. I liked
can't
really
that movie.
remember that. I know we watched it, but I can't remember. I don't know if I was just
You were probably on your phone texting Justin.
or falling asleep.
Justin and Lonnie. Leonard, what are we going to do with these two? What are we going to do? No, I thought the Salem witch trials were so interesting.
Yeah.
And the fact that really stays with me is that the kids, they were two girls, and I forget if it was a preacher or a priest or, what religion, but it was some kind of religious head was their father of the town. But the girls were 9 and 11.
I don't think a lot of people realize this because I didn't know.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming most people don't. Like the whole Salem witch trial thing was just a bunch of BS made up by some kids.
Yeah, started with a 9 and 11-year-old. And whenever somebody questioned, so it was their nanny that they first said was a witch.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they were like convulsing or like shaking on the floor, whether or not they were having. At first, I was thinking, oh, maybe the kids had seizures. But
That's
the
probably
fact that
the most likely thing.
But the fact that it was the one sister, then the other sister, and then their friends, and it like started to go, and it would just like onset and then kind of stop.
Maybe
almost
they were
at their
eating something
will.
that was causing it.
No, I think that they were just like flailing on the floor.
Oh,
like,
they were faking it.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. Because I believe, so they would keep going, and then more of the kids in the town would get in on it. Mm-hmm. And if you questioned one of the girls or one of the kids that were doing this, then all of a sudden they would say, you're a witch. And then that person would get put away.
That's so insane.
Isn't that not like that that a 9 and 11-year-old would do that? And like people were put to death. There was 19 hang-ins. 14 of them were women. 5 of them were males, which a lot of people don't realize that males were actually put. And 2 dogs. They said 2 dogs were witches, and 2 dogs got
How
put to death.
How is a dog a witch?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's crazy.
So 2 dogs were put to death for being a witch.
How's a person a witch? Is the better question. Like what?
I mean, I don't know. Like they talked about the drownings and things. I just know about the hang-ins because I recently looked it up for some trivia. I'm doing like Halloween trivia at work.
Yeah.
So I remembered that fun fact about the girls.
Right.
at the Salem witch trial. So I was like, oh, I'll find another trivia question. And then I found out about the hang-ins. But over 200 people were accused and like put to trial for being a witch.
And found guilty.
I don't know if they were found guilty.
Oh. Well, how many people were killed?
They did trial.
If they were killed,
I know that
they
there
were
was
guilty.
19 that were hung. I don't know how many went in the water. I don't know how many were stoned to death. I don't know. I just know the hanging. And a fun fact was the original person that was said to be a witch.
Mm-hmm.
She was like in jail, and the nanny, if you will, and she was not the first one. She like lived through it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of interesting. So I don't know how they did the prosecutions and stuff. Like, oh, you were the first one. We're gonna make you wait the longest.
I'd like to go there and check it out. I mean, I've been to Salem, but I've never been like on the witch like tour or whatever.
I went to see Hocus Pocus spots.
Yeah.
Because again, love that movie.
It's really not that far from here. Like 40 minutes.
No.
Yeah, less than an hour. Maybe an hour.
Maybe.
But
I still think that that's wild that it turned into such a serious thing from 2 kids.
yeah.
And then I think they changed something because it started to get a lot more like it spread and got wider known, and then other kids started to do it. And even other kids said that they knew that it was like fake, but they were scared because when the like leaders said it, they were like, you say anything, you'll be the witch next.
Right.
Like, we'll get you.
That's crazy.
And so, yeah, it was just wild. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was a little kid and I saw that the adults were getting hung because of these, I'd be like, yeah, who's the next witch? Who do you want to pick?
Right.
Like, I'll go on your bandwagon.
Yeah.
Or be like, I kind of like my mom. Can we keep her? Like, but
Crazy.
wildness. Oh, our witch is coming in.
The dog just pushed open the door. She's breaking in.
She's a witch, though. Hi, babe. Yeah.
There was one Halloween show that I enjoyed back in the day that we used to watch.
Was it the Square Pumpkin? Was it Blue's Clues Halloween?
No.
Oh, I'm trying to think of
See if you can guess
what
it.
you like to. Dora the Explorer Halloween?
No, it was not that. No, it was on MTV. Scream.
Oh, I should have
Scream.
known that.
That was a really good series. Anybody that hasn't seen that, Scream on MTV. I think they did 3 seasons. Was it 3?
I think they did 3. We watched 2, but we couldn't get the third one.
Yeah, we tried to watch the third one recently, and it like wasn't available. But yeah, that was really good. If you guys can check that out, highly recommend. I can't really talk about it much because it would give things away, but that was a fun one.
I was going to say
based on
someone's name that I like, and then I was like, oh, I can't say that because then they'll be like, oh, that's why she said that
It's
name.
based on the Scream movies, and it's basically just like, it's kids at school and there's a killer and you got to figure out who the killer is. It's a mystery. Yeah, who's the killer? But I enjoyed it. It was cool.
Yep, you did.
Yeah.
And then we got watching Supernatural.
Oh yeah, we watched that for years.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
Great
good.
series.
Yes. What other Halloween-y thing do we have? We always have the haunted house.
What haunted house?
Northwood.
Oh, that. Are we talking about that?
I mean, I don't know if my pumpkin milk water is strong enough for me to talk about that.
Oh boy.
But I don't know. Have you guys ever been in like situations where there's funky things going on?
Yeah.
Funky things.
I think we talked about it on YouTube a little bit. Or I did somewhere. I don't know if I might have talked about it.
Did you put an audio? Like the evidence?
I don't know. Maybe.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Whatever was there
Yeah.
was not nice and not good.
No, everything pointed, if there is something there, everything pointed to it being definitely on the bad side.
Negative side.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, that pushed my faith that there's good stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so because the whole yin yang, you can't have negative without a positive.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I
think that helped to push my faith.
Let's just
in
put
the
it
opposite direction.
this way for me. Like when we went there, I kind of thought it was a joke and like tried to debunk it myself. And,
tell me how your wife is right yet again.
And I mean, I did catch physical evidence like on audio.
Multiple times.
Yeah, more than once.
Like every time.
Yeah.
Literally every time.
So
and not with funky, none of this.
Like,
can you imagine
clear
if we
words.
tried to do like a podcast?
Oh, man.
In that house?
Oh, you would catch voices.
You guys
no
would
doubt.
have a whole
No
nother conversation. You don't hear anything.
Yeah.
That would be freaky actually with these headphones, because if you can hear what's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
you'd be able to hear it real time.
No.
You would.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Never.
It's crazy.
I don't like to drive by that house.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even like to listen to that Dixie Chick song anymore. Nope.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
And everybody can think I'm crazy. That's perfectly fine. I mean, I do run around in weird outfits and put myself in boxes at yard sales, but
one night, yeah, you want to talk about the one night when you were sleeping or no?
Which one would we like to talk about?
Oh, multiple. With the door doing the thing. The door.
When I was sleeping?
Or were you not? Oh no, you were awake. You were doing like homework, right?
Yeah, you're talking. That's the night that I was listening.
The
What's
Dixie
that
Chicks.
Dixie Chick song?
I don't know.
It's the.
They're the Chicks now. By the
Don't
way,
wanna-
they dropped Dixie.
Oh. It was probably because bad things happen. What was it's the I don't want to make nice.
Oh,
I don't wanna back down.
make nice. Yeah, I know what song you're talking about.
I don't know. Look up the title of it. But even that video, if you guys look up that video, it's like olden times, black and white, like they're wearing white dresses and it gets all stained across, blah blah blah.
Oh, Not Ready to Make Nice by
Not Ready to Make
by the
Nice.
Chicks.
So that's really what it's called. Not Ready to Make Nice.
Yeah, that's the name of the song. Yeah.
Why would I play that song in that house?
I don't know.
Any
But
song
you did.
title by that. Anyway, so it was on my playlist and I was just in the kitchen area. We had my brother and his wife had their dogs. I had one of my dogs, or I had a dog, and my dog was there. Kitan was there.
Yep.
Moment of silence, please. What was that?
Nothing.
You respect him.
You know I do. Come on.
Okay, moment of silence for Kitan. Okay, so Kitan was there. He was on the stairs. I could see where he was. I was at a table with my laptop doing my homework. This was back before I was a hygienist. I was in hygiene school. And the dogs kept barking. There was a baby gate and they were barking into the kitchen area, but they couldn't, the living room area from the kitchen, but they couldn't get in there because the baby gate was in the way. And all the dogs were over in that area and they wouldn't stop barking into the living room. The only other animal that was there was Kitan, but he was over at the stairs and I could see him. So I know that they weren't barking at him. And the dogs were known to be yappers. So it wasn't abnormal for them to just be barking into the clear blue.
Right.
So I went over because I'm trying to focus on my homework and I get pretty good, but then when I reach my max, And so I went over and I was between all the dogs and the baby gate and I was like, go lay down. And I'm pointing for them to go lay down.
I can picture you doing that. You're focusing on work. Yeah. When you get distracted.
When I get
focused on something, you get so pissed.
When I'm like really focused, or I have a time goal, or I'm trying to like when I'm exercising.
Yeah.
That
Don't bother
0
her
to
when she's
1,000.
working out.
0 to 1,000. If I have to shovel and my car gets stuck, 0 to 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
There are certain things that I just go 0 to 1,000. Just leave me alone. And then once I'm like fine and it's all over, I'm like, hi, what are you doing? Like, switch right back around. New England weather right here. So anyway, I go over to the dogs and I'm like, go lay down. And I point over, and then all of a sudden, like, they get quiet. They're not barking anymore. And the door that's like through the living room, there's a door that goes into a hallway. And the door from the hallway, it's not like somebody's jiggling the handle, like making the handle jiggle, but actually pushing on the door. And it was like going like this. I don't know if you guys can see, but it was like
It was shaking back and forth. And it's like an old house, so the doors don't sit really like flush when they're latched. They like there's wiggle room there. They like if you were to take the door, it will jiggle.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
I could do it, but no one else was home.
Right.
Nothing was there. Kitan was over on the side. Like I could see Kitan.
Oh man, that's
and,
terrifying.
Like, and I'm just like, what the? And probably from like the dogs barking, I couldn't hear it. So I don't know if that's what they were actually barking at. But I ran my little.
So
tushy.
in order in order for what happened to happen, somebody would have had to been on the other side of the door pushing it,
something
like pushing it back and forth or pushing against it hard.
It was that one door. There were other doors off the living room. We didn't have AC. It was in the winter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The heat doesn't cause that to happen.
Well, that's a wood stove house, right?
The wood stove.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not even
so
like
the
a
wood stove
vent.
was in the kitchen.
Right.
So no idea why. I didn't have my shoes on. It was cold. I don't remember when exactly, but I know it was like winter and it was cold out. And I ran out from the house. My dog just so happened, he was a big boy, so he got out of that house with me. He was a pit bull mastiff. He was a big 110 pounds. Like I couldn't
Beefy
shut
boy.
the door with him. Yeah. And so, but I shut the door. I ran into my car. Luckily, I kept my keys in my car. I don't do that anymore, people. So don't try to take my car for joyrides. But luckily, I had my keys in the car, and I started just driving around. I called my little brother, and I was like, "I'm not going back to that house." He lived with, like, we both lived at that house at the time. I'm like, I'm not going back there. He's like, what happened? And I was like, no, I don't, like, I'm just done. We're not going. And then I told him about the door, like trying to tell him while I'm like freaking out. And he's just like, I'm on my way. My little brother is so cute. Like, he waits for me to get there. I think he waited for me, but he was definitely there before I got there. And he goes around. He has a shotgun. Not even sure if he had like bullets in it. I have no idea. But he goes around the house with the I'm like, what is that gonna do? And he goes, I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go. And he just went like looking, I guess, to make sure that nobody was in the house or so. But then I don't know if that was before or after the audio, but I think that song was playing like
during that when that happened.
Yes.
Jeez.
Those are the things I remember. That song was on. The dogs were freaking out. But now that I realize that I'm not ready to make nice or something, and then all the things are evil, that just makes perfect sense.
Yeah. What a weird time.
If you look at the video of the movie, it's like olden times. Like they're like showing how like olden. Yeah, there's like
I've never watched the music video.
Like a school teacher that's dressed all in black, and the girls are dressed in like those old-fashioned white, like all white dresses, and like they're getting black stains on them, like they're not good or pure or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like olden times. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that
Blech.
that house will
And
give you the
Ryan's
heebie-jeebies
all
in an
like,
old
okay.
make.
The house is creepy anyway, to be honest, because it's old. It was built in the 1700s.
If you have doubts, just go visit.
I mean, ask permission. Like, don't just go there and be like,
somebody else
lives
lives there
podcast. Now. I don't know
been
why
sold
people.
I know.
Has it
I
been
would
sold?
love to. Yeah, somebody bought it off you.
No. But has it been sold since then?
Oh,
I'm just wondering how long people actually stay in that house.
I would love to talk to whoever lives there. Be like, yo, you guys heard anything? See anything?
You should like show up with like, Tap's called.
And I'm
part
I would bet that the answer would be like, oh my gosh, you know? Yeah,
I think it depends.
Or if they're
Right?
just
'Cause
in denial.
people have different situations.
People have different ways
Like-
of handling things like that.
Like things that happen to other family members of mine
Right.
were very different from my experiences.
True.
Things that you got on your audio when you spoke was very different than things that I got when I spoke.
Mm-hmm.
I got the confirmation of what things were.
Right.
You got get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Didn't want me
so-
in there.
maybe they just like females more, but it's still weird. In that weird dream that I had, the reoccurrent dream, I would like, I'm pretty sure like 100% that this was a dream, but it would be a reoccurrent dream and I'd be sleeping and I'd wake up and everything was the same. It was my room. The windows were the same. Like everything was like perfectly how real life it was. I'd get up, I'd look out the window and there was this man with a black hat. I'm like looking over at your thing over there. I'm like, oh, good, it's green. Black. But he had a black hat, almost like an Abraham Lincoln hat. And he had like a black, like cloak type thing. I don't remember seeing his feet. I just know that he was all in black. And he came over and the backyard looked exactly the same. There was this broken down shed in the back. That was exactly where it was and like how it was supposed to be. There was a tire swing. That was where it was supposed to be. It was like one of the realest dreams I've ever had. And this man just like walks across, gets to a certain point of the back or side yard. Is that a side yard?
Yeah, like it was next to the house.
Yeah, but it was the yard. It's weird because the front of the house is so close to the road.
It's like right on the street.
Yeah, that you step off the front porch and you're on the road.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like the front yard, but it's like the side.
It's on the side of the house. Yeah.
Anyway, so the man would like walk across, get about halfway to the house and just like almost know that I was looking at him. And he looked up from like at me at the window and he just would like crook his head a little bit. And then he'd like open up his mouth and this horrible, horrible noise would come out and like light. And I'm like, what?
Dude, that is so creepy.
But the weird,
that
like
that
it would
gives
happen,
me like goosebumps.
like repetitively,
Oh,
but it was a
man.
dream.
I wouldn't be able to deal with that, bro.
So then my mom told me, like after a while, I'm like, Mom, I keep having this weird dream. Like it's scary, but it's real. It's like weird, but it's a dream, but it's so real. And she was like, your brother is here. Talking about my little brother. She's like, your brother's here. He would never let anything happen to you. My mom worked nights and then she'd be off like sleeping at like my dad's house. So she wasn't always like with us. We had like a separate house. And so that night, I swear, that night, I had that dream again. But this time when I got up, my brother, he would have little go-go mobiles. He probably still has go-go mobiles, don't he? You know, like three-wheelers and things. And they're like out and he has a couple of friends and they're like driving around doing their thing. And it's like they don't see this man. Only I see this man. And the man just does the same thing, almost like I don't care who's there.
Right.
And then he does the same exact thing, gets to a certain point, crooks his head a little bit, and then just opens his mouth and it's the same thing. And like no one else knew. They're just going about their business in the yard.
He's basically saying like, I don't care. Nobody's here to protect
kinda
you.
like,
or I'm not afraid of, you know.
right.
Yeah.
They can't stop me.
Bro.
So, yeah, not
Creepy.
good. And then your parents had some wood, right?
Yeah. I don't know what happened with that. Something
Like, I don't know. Your mom was saying like the wood was from. Your dad helped take down the shed,
Right.
Because the shed was like condemned, and my mom couldn't sell the house if the shed was still there.
It wasn't like a shed. It was like a small barn,
Okay.
sort of thing.
Shed,
it was really,
barn.
it was like good size. It wasn't just like a square box, you know.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a.
No, but it was old.
It was like a structure
built in the 1700s.
I think it was something like a blacksmith used to be there. So I
Yep.
guess that's like maybe where the animals would go and they would shoe the animals and things. And yeah, so I guess a barn makes sense.
Yeah.
But your dad, I guess, got some pieces of wood from the barn because it was old barn board, which,
Right.
you know,
It was valuable.
right.
Yeah.
And then your mom was just saying weird thing like,
Yeah, something weird happened at their house after he brought it home. I can't remember what it was.
we'll have to ask her and
But
then we'll update you guys.
weird things happened while he was taking that barn down because the house was getting ready to sell. So he was taking that barn down, and then there were other people working there, putting a new furnace in the basement and stuff. And this house had been empty now.
And that was multiple people.
A year. How long? A while.
Yeah. Like once all the like stuff started happening to my brother and I, my brother left and I went shortly after.
Yeah, but like by the time my dad was there taking the thing down.
Oh, yeah.
It was empty for a while.
Probably, yeah.
Months, maybe a year. I can't remember. It was empty for a long time. And it was always locked up under lock and key. And there's nobody would have been able to break in that I could see. All the windows were locked. There was no broken glass or anything. Oh. But while my dad was taking the barn down and the furnace people were working there, one of the guys walk over to him and they don't know the history.
Wasn't there two?
Yeah, there was a couple.
There was two guys. No, two guys walked over to your dad.
I don't know. It was one or two.
I was pretty sure you said two.
Maybe
guys
it was two.
went over.
But
there was like 4 guys total.
Yeah, they were like, oh.
And then your dad and one of his people were there. So there was like multiple people. It wasn't just
right.
1 or 2 people at the house total, but
they were like, oh, is somebody living here still? And my dad's like, no, nobody's lived here for a while. And the guy's like, well, we both just saw somebody upstairs in the window, like on the top floor.
Yeah, wasn't he saying like, oh, is the homeowner home or
yeah.
something? Because he wanted to like ask a question about like getting something or switching something out.
That's what it was.
And your dad's like, no, the homeowner's not here.
Nobody's been here for a long time.
They're not here. We're just working in the shed or whatever. And they're like, well, who was in the window or who's in the house? And then your dad's like, nobody. Yeah. Like, so. And
then the one other thing that happened to my dad while he was there, and this isn't like concrete evidence or anything, but when he was taking down the barn, he was using like power tools, like 12 volt, like sawzalls and stuff.
Yeah. That
were all charged up. He had multiple batteries fully charged. Every time he would slide a battery in to start cutting, it would die. Pull it out, put a new battery in, same thing.
That was like the living room. After we got some audio evidence, Ashley got audio evidence, she ended up contacting like one of the ghost people, Taps, I think, ended up coming out, and they couldn't get their equipment to work in the living room.
Yeah, same thing. The batteries were dying, right?
I'm pretty sure it was the living room that like certain things just wouldn't work.
Crazy.
Yep. But my brother, like, we used the living room and he would be playing like his video games and the controllers, like, they never ran out. Like, we never knew that there was a battery issue.
Right.
It was just weird. I don't know. Weird, creepy things to think about on Halloween. So
I would never want to go back to that. I don't think I'd want to go back.
Imagine sleeping there.
I can't.
Even like before all the audio and stuff, like just the house seems.
It's just so creepy. Like everything about it. It's dark. It's kind of cold because it's so big. It's like 4,000 square foot house. Huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude. Oh, and speaking of, and this kind of wraps back around, there was a freaking mirror. Like wired to the wall. It wasn't like just hung. It was wired to the wall with like cable.
Do you know where that is?
I do.
We don't have to talk about it.
I do know where that is.
But I'm just saying.
It's not here. But somebody took it.
Never. And I was like,
I can't imagine.
Are you serious? Why would you want that? And they're like, it's beautiful. And
it's I'm like this old mirror.
It's possessed.
It's like this old mirror, and it's like where it's so old, it's like the glass is kind of like foggy and it's like tarnished. And dude,
and that was in that hallway.
Yeah.
Like on the other side of that door. Or that's where that door...
Where the door thing happened. Yeah.
Oh, and my niece, when she was talking about the scary smoke man in the hallway.
Yep. Kids see the darndest things.
See or say?
See. Supposedly.
I don't know. Our kid says that he's scared of the scary bear. Don't let your kids watch werewolves.
That kind of freaks me out when he says that. Daddy, bear, scared. I'm like, where? Over there. And he's just pointing into like the corner. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Dad.
It's all right, buddy. He won't get you.
Go sleep at Beanie's house. We're going to have a sleepover.
Oh boy.
We asked Beanie for a sleepover, and she was like, "Yeah, sure, Ryan can come." And then you and I both have our suitcases as well.
We're coming.
Sleepover. I'm not scared of this house though, because this house was new built.
Right.
Like we're the only people that have lived here. You know,
Yeah.
so I feel pretty comfortable here.
Although one time you got locked in the bedroom somehow.
Yeah. One time
That
I
was kind of
freaked them.
freaky.
And then you know what? I had a piece of wood from the house. Got rid of that. Got rid of that chest that was downstairs. Some
Yeah.
furniture from that house. I got rid of a bunch. Not a bunch, but there were things that we had in our basement that came from that house. I'm all set. Not interested.
Got rid of all of it.
That was all in the basement too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Never like entered in the house. Say my prayers that night.
Anyway, so I'm glad
Anyways, he's
We
like,
talked
I don't
about
say my
that.
prayers at night anyway. I know. Now we're going to go to bed and be like, you okay?
I know we're gonna be like wide awake.
And then I'll feel better. I'm like, okay, Ryan's here. And Ryan's like, I'm going to feed her to the wolves. I'm going to run faster than she can.
Oh boy.
It's all right. Something happens, I'm running to Sarah's house. I'm just letting you know.
That's fine.
Jax will put them in a pretzel. But so, I just wanted to thank everybody for all the comments that were,
Oh, left on the first podcast?
yes.
Yeah, there was a
I was
lot.
actually, I didn't think there was going to be so many. I was like, oh, I'll answer some comments. I thought there would be like 2, 3, maybe 5.
Yeah.
And there was so many. I was like excited. And every time I would refresh, there would be more.
Yep.
One of the
Thanks,
comments.
guys. We really like the
Yes.
comments. It's cool.
I'm working on it. I know I said that I was going to mention, give some shout outs to some comments. We had some comments that basically we touched people that we had no idea, and we helped them through some difficult times.
That's cool to
Which was
see.
very heartfelt. Yeah. It's almost like you don't know. This is why you should always be nice to people, because you have no idea what anyone else is going through.
Mm-hmm.
And your kindness or your joy or your smile or whatnot can be like such a blessing to other people, and you don't even know it.
Yep.
But I'm going through the comments, and we're just trying to figure out how we're going to do that. Like give our comment shout outs, if you will. But there was one that was just asking how frequently we're going to upload. We are going to try to do this every week. Try to give
Yes.
you like a podcast on Fridays. We decided, we're not exactly sure, but we're going to say that we're going to really try to get them out by 8 o'clock. I'm not saying that it's going to go out at 8 o'clock. It might be a little before, but we're just going to mess with the time a little bit.
Generally, I mean, because when we record this, I'll have like an entire week to edit, or actually this episode I'll have less than a week. But it shouldn't be an issue to have it out by a set time. I don't know what, like Pam was saying, I don't know what
the
time yet. But
But probably before 8
Friday
o'clock
night,
or at 8 o'clock.
Friday afternoon, night, probably closer, more like night. Eastern time. We live on the East Coast, so Eastern time. When these will be coming out every week, hopefully.
Yeah. And if you guys have other questions, like we answered what we do for work, and we answered kind of like how often we're going to be doing this, you can leave the comment. We'll comment, and then we can like reiterate on here as well. Or if there's, again, things that you guys want us to touch upon, if you have comments about like what we've talked about, and we can kind of like throw those back into conversation
Circle back
here.
to
What is this circle back? You do a lot of
like-
circles.
circle back. It's like a
Circles.
corporate term.
Is it? Are you corporate?
No,
You white collar man.
absolutely
you.
not. Absolutely not.
You wouldn't be able to wear your boots.
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
so just let us know. Again, we'll keep you updated if you guys keep us updated.
We plan on doing, expanding this a little bit too. Maybe bringing some guests on and doing stuff like that. That'd be fun.
Try to keep it.
Whether it be like an
upbeat.
in-person guest or, remote. We'll see. But yeah, we're excited.
It's our oyster.
Yep.
Sorry.
Pam's tired. I think it's time to call it.
That pumpkin water milk is hidden.
Pumpkin water milk.
Putting me in the nights. What are you drinking? Bubbly?
Just bubbly. Just some good old salsa water.
Today we're sponsored by Bubbly and Snowman.
It's good stuff. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, we don't have any sponsors yet, but if you're watching this and want to sponsor us, please send us an email because we'll absolutely do it.
I have no idea what I'll do, but I'll do it, I guess.
We'll hawk something. No.
Hawk? What do you mean hawk?
I mean, like,
That
promote.
sounds like hawk a loogie. We'll
Exactly.
make it nicer than a loogie.
But anyway, no, it's fun. I'm glad. I'm excited to see where this goes. But
I'm sorry. Now I keep yawning now that I started. Ryan knows. He's going to be like,
as soon as I cut this off, she's going to be like,
narcolepsy.
good night.
All right.
All right, guys.
Well, we hope you guys have a safe and happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this and the spooky edition.
Ooh, that's scary sounding.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's what I was going for. Rawr. Doesn't sound as scary, so I just figured I'd make weird noises with my throat, I guess. So,
Rawr.
we'll we will see you guys after the spooky holiday. Do it in a spooky voice.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna.
I've never really done a spooky voice. Mm-hmm. I can't. I'm gonna embarrass myself.
That is what the podcast is for, so I have ammunition later in life.
Oh, great.
This is a spooky episode.
See, there you go.
That's not bad.
You could do that. You can look.
That's pretty good.
All right. We're just not going to do that again. You have a year to work on it
All right.
and perfect it. And other than that, guys, I hope you guys have, again, a safe Halloween. I hope this was spooky enough. Go check out those movies. If you guys know which Candyman that is, definitely let me know so that Ryan can watch that alone.
Yeah, I won't
But
watch it.
he can.
We all know I'm not gonna watch it. I don't watch movies.
You will watch it for them.
All right.
Give him the homework. Give him homework. He says he's not going to do it. Prove him wrong. Come on now. I think she was related or something. And then I think that was it, right? We need their help with that. And that's, and then just anything else you guys like, don't like, just talk to me. Give me something to do. Give me comments to comment back about, especially when he naps. He naps good like his mama, like 2 hours.
Yep. It's kind of nice though. Gives you a break during the day. We gotta end this. We keep saying, okay, we're all done, and then we talk for another 10 minutes.
It's because they're my friends, Ryan. It's like when I leave Sarah's house, I don't really want to leave, so I have to say it like 15 minutes early.
Okay.
All right. See you later. Bye, you crazy little dreamer.
That hurt. That was loud.
How do I say it?
What?
Well, my crazy dreamer thing. Oh,
dreaming.
never mind. Keep dreaming. I was like, crazy dreamers. Anyway, keep dreaming, you crazy little dreamers. And maybe we'll be back. I think we're going to be back for like Friendsgiving or so. And we're going to be talking about some Thanksgiving stuff coming up. What are you thankful for? I don't know. We'll see about it later, okay? I am thankful my dog probably has not gone to the bathroom in the hallway, but we're going to go find out, aren't we? All right.
Good night.